I just done this flight about half an hour ago and you're about to witness the reasons in real time why I both really like this game and also really hate it. Alright, this one's going to start pretty much looking at the aesthetics of it, but it's going to evolve into a very technical principles of flight kind of discussion. Experts in principles of flight, fly-by-wire stuff, especially any Airbus pilots, please do weigh in with your thoughts and feelings on what happens as this video evolves. It is really important to me because I am trying to better understand this as well as provide an honest feedback and critique. And so let's roll. Well, I can't believe how fast it's deconnecting and reconnecting. If I get the message one more time, we'll just stay with the deconnect. And flaps 3. We'll come into the nav mode now. We're less than 5 miles away from the runway, which is just behind these city buildings here. And the reason we can't go traditional straight in as you would do on a normal runway or airport is because of this mountain over here. I'm going to click switch offline just so we don't keep getting that interruption. Yeah, so this runway here and this mountain here prevents a straight in. And there's a lot of airports in the area, there's a lot of hills in the area, so the approaches are a little inventive. In any case, we're flaps 3, let's go ahead. Auto brakes medium, we'll arm the spoilers and assume now clear to land, so turn off taxi lights on. We'll seat the cabin crew as well. Currently flaps 3, flaps full to go. Interesting building here, like a pyramid, cone all in one, and here's a whole bunch of terrain.
1,000.
Approach mode in. And at this point, let's go flaps full. We've got eyes on the terrain here. There's the Jesus Christ figure on top of the side of the hill there. Or the mountain, I guess we should say. As we wind in through final. What an approach this is, man. You're in for a treat if you get to have this in real life. Everything is green and good. And runway in sight there, just out the left.
500. Speed, speed, speed.
Let's pause here because things are going to go south extremely quickly now. There are a couple of things that I want to point out at this time. The first one is we've currently got and have for the duration of the rest of the approach now around 14 knot tailwind component. Why didn't I come in from the other runway, you ask? The reason is because I wanted to do this particular approach with live weather, and I deemed in a light-ish A320 we can bang it down with about 12 knots tailwind, give or take. If you take a look on the HSI, I know it's going to be really small on most screens, but it is there in the detail. You can see that we do got a tailwind component and it is very stable. You can see it's gaining a knot here, losing a knot there, shifting 2 or 3 degrees, but overall it's extremely stable tailwind. And so what happens next is extremely bizarre. The first thing I want you to notice is a sudden wing drop on the right. And this was an uncommanded wing drop. Yes, I was trying to steer to the right, but this was beyond steering to the right. This was a wing drop. And so that's the first thing that you're going to notice and it's just going to get worse from there on. So yeah, watch this. Bit of a tailwind there, throwing off the autopilot, but it's all good. A little stronger than I would have liked. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot now.
Minimum.
Continue.
Speed, speed.
So to me, this feels exactly like it was a stall on the right wing, but something which shouldn't have happened because it's a fly-by-wire system where we're not even in the yellow barber pole. Yes, the Airbus started asking for speed after the wing dropped, but the winds have been completely stable throughout. Again, if you watch the tape back, you'll see that they only change by 1 or 2 knots and by maybe 5 or so degrees. It is not enough when we've got GS Mini doing its thing, which in my opinion is bang on. They should not have that wing drop at that time. I cannot see any reason why the wing should drop out like that. And the other thing to note was, as soon as the command to roll stopped, so did the wing drop. So it was like an instantaneous stall and an instantaneous recovery. No idea what that is about. But yeah, things still going to continue to get worse from here on.
Speed.
Whoa!
Stall, stall.
Tank rate. Pull up.
40, 10.
I completely lost authority. What happened there?
Retard.
Well, what a disaster, but Flights and physics. I really want to see back what just happened there. Something went really wrong. Guys, remember, I fly all the different flight sims. Each one of them has strengths and weaknesses, and I think this perfectly illustrates some of those in Flight Sim 2020. And I know there's going to be some people saying, well, that mountain that was behind you that you couldn't do the straight in because of, that was producing rotor wash, and it was that rotor wash that caused the accident. Now, I can give that is probably what happened in this simulator. However, if there's a 12 or 13 knot tailwind, maybe 14 knots, it is not going to flip an A320 around like a carrier bag inside a tornado. It's just not happening, even though I grant that is probably what the simulator was trying to achieve, although I don't know that. And because of that, I have to say, it just is one more of those love-hate things, because I mean, man, what an approach with beautiful graphics. I mean, it is second to none. It's just an unfortunate end to the video that at the time I never imagined was going to be a love-hate for Flight Sim. I was just live streaming at the time, so I wasn't to know. Alright there, YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that one informative, and until next time, wherever in the world you may be, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Take care, bye bye.